Have you ever felt like you're giving your heart to someone, and they're giving you silence? You try to get closer, and they pull further away. They say everything is fine, but something just feels off. If you're in a relationship with someone who has a dismissive avoidant attachment style, this probably feels painfully familiar. You may even start to wonder, do they care about me at all? Or am I loving someone who's emotionally unavailable? The truth is, many dismissive avoidants do care, often deeply. But they express it in a completely different love language, one that's shaped by fear, independence, and learned self-protection. And if you don't speak that language, you'll always feel like you're missing something, even when love is there. Today, we're going to decode that language, so you can better understand them, communicate more clearly, and choose whether this relationship is truly aligned with your own needs and emotional health. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is the dismissive avoidant attachment style? This attachment pattern often develops in childhood, usually in homes where emotions weren't nurtured or were actively discouraged. A child may have been praised for being independent and self-reliant, but discouraged from showing sadness, fear, or neediness. Maybe love was conditional, given when the child performed or behaved perfectly, and withdrawn when they expressed vulnerability. So what does the child learn? I'm safest when I take care of myself. I can't rely on anyone, not even the people closest to me. Emotions make me weak or burdensome. Fast forward to adulthood, and this internal belief system becomes a coping mechanism. Dismissive avoidants are often calm, rational, fiercely independent, and uncomfortable with emotional intimacy. They build a wall, not because they don't want love, but because they fear losing control or being emotionally engulfed. So if they're not warm, expressive, or emotionally present in the ways many of us expect in relationships, how do dismissive avoidants show love? Let's break it down. 1. Space is connection. To a securely attached person, closeness might feel safe. But to a dismissive avoidant, too much closeness too soon can feel threatening. They need space to feel safe. And when you honor that, they may experience it as love. They're not pulling away because they don't like you. They're pulling away because they do. And it's scary. 2. Actions over emotions. They show love through actions, not emotion. Dismissive avoidants won't typically say, I miss you or I love you, unless they feel extremely safe and unthreatened. But they might fix your sink, pick you up when your car breaks down, quietly handle a situation for you without making a big deal. They love through doing, not declaring. If they're taking action to support you, that's their version of saying, I care. 3. Logic over emotion. They prioritize logic over emotion. You might express how you feel and they respond with a solution. You say, I'm overwhelmed, and they say, just take a break. It can feel cold or dismissive. But in their mind, they're helping. Love, to them, often means solving problems, creating stability, and not losing control. 4. They value autonomy, yours and theirs. They want a relationship where no one feels owned. If you're constantly checking in, needing reassurance, or interpreting their distance as rejection, they may feel suffocated. Healthy love for them means, I'm me, you're you, and we choose each other, freely. That might sound ideal, but for someone with a more anxious style, it can feel more like disconnection. So how to navigate a relationship with a dismissive avoidant? Being in a relationship with a dismissive avoidant can feel confusing and painful, especially if your love language is based on words of affirmation, quality time, or emotional closeness. So, what helps? Respect and boundaries. Respect their need for space, without abandoning yourself. Let them come to you sometimes. Let there be silence. But also know your boundaries. If their space feels like neglect, you are allowed to say so. Healthy love isn't about disappearing. It's about communicating openly with mutual respect. Speak calmly, clearly, and without emotional pressure. Avoidants fear being cornered emotionally. If you come in with intense emotions, blame, or ultimatums, they may shut down completely. Instead, try, I care about this relationship, and I want us to feel closer. Are you open to talking about something I've been feeling? That kind of calm, open approach feels safer, and gives them room to stay present. Set expectations, don't assume. Don't wait for them to guess what you need, they likely won't. Not because they don't care, but because needs are foreign territory for them. Say what you need clearly. When you're distant for days, I feel disconnected. I'd appreciate a quick check-in. They might appreciate the clarity more than you think. So how do you actually build something that works? Create shared experiences. Avoidants connect through doing more than talking. Cook together, go for a walk, travel. Shared activities give them a sense of intimacy without overwhelming emotion. Avoid emotional flooding. If you're emotional, try to regulate before engaging. Avoidants are very sensitive to emotional intensity, even if they don't show it. Say what you feel in a grounded, honest way, then let them process it at their pace. Celebrate small wins. If they open up a little more than usual, acknowledge it. Don't say, finally. Say, thank you for sharing that. I know that's not easy for you. Positive reinforcement creates safety and growth. It's easy to see dismissive avoidance as cold or selfish, but underneath the distance is often someone who fears not being enough, was shamed for having needs, and doesn't know how to do intimacy, because they never had a healthy model for it. When you see the fear beneath the defense, you gain compassion, without excusing unhealthy behavior. Lasting relationships with avoidance are possible, if both people grow. For the dismissive avoidant, the work is facing the fear of closeness, learning emotional language, and rewiring the belief that independence equals safety and intimacy equals threat. For their partner, the work is not personalizing the distance, setting healthy emotional boundaries and staying grounded in your own worth, even when they pull away. You can create something beautiful, if both people are willing to understand each other's wounds, respect each other's needs, and meet in the middle. Loving a dismissive avoidant is not about fixing them, and it's not about shrinking your needs to make the relationship work. It's about speaking each other's love languages, with compassion and clarity. It's about deciding whether the relationship is serving both of you, and if not, being brave enough to choose your own growth. Because yes, avoidants have love to give. They just give it differently. And sometimes behind the silence there's a heart quietly hoping to be understood, without being swallowed.